Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to HMS Studios MOCs and tutorials, and today I am showing off my latest creation, my custom HMCS Haida Microfighter. So this is my HMCS Haida. Now this is actually the third real-world inspired microfighter that I've done for this channel. If you want to see videos on the previous two, there will be a link to the playlist in the description as well as in the top right hand corner. Now out of those three that I've done, I would say this is the most challenging one that I've had to do, just because it was very difficult to get all the details and somewhat accurate proportions down to this scale while also being able to fit a minifigure. But ultimately I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I think this is my favorite one that I've done so far. Now, for those of you who don't know, the HMCS Haida was a tribal class destroyer in the Royal Canadian Navy, and she served during World War II and the Korean War and even into the 1960s. And she has been dubbed the fightingest ship of the Royal Canadian Navy because she is the vessel in the Canadian Navy that has sunk the most amount of enemy vessels. And you can actually still visit the Haida in Halifax Harbour today, albeit with a different camouflage and equipment layout than the one presented in this video, because this is how she was in World War II, whereas the one that is preserved is how she was equipped at the end of her service. Now, if we start at the bow, you will notice two turrets right here, and it's a fairly simple design, and they're supposed to represent the Haida's twin 4.7-inch guns that she had, and they can actually swivel from side to side, and I think that's a really cool feature to have. Now, this green cheese slope where the captain has his hands is supposed to represent the bridge, and the bridge for the Haida and the other tribal class cruisers were actually pretty low, and they were not enclosed. So I think this represents the bridge fairly well. Moving towards the middle of the ship, we have the main mast, which would house some communication stuff and sonar equipment. And then we have the two steam funnels in the midship. Now, right here is the main play feature of the model, and it is the torpedo launcher. Now, the real Haida could fire 4 torpedoes from its torpedo launcher. I was only able to fit one, but I think for the design of LEGO Star Wars Microfighters, I think this is a fairly faithful way to represent that. So you can push out the torpedo like so, and it will go into the water and speed towards an enemy. And that is actually how the torpedoes are mounted on the tribal class cruisers. The torpedoes launch from on top of the hull, and then they dive down into the water. And you can actually position the torpedo on either side, because the real torpedo launcher could fire off the port side or the starboard side. Now, further towards the rear, we have, well, the stern, we have another smaller antenna, and then 2 more turrets. Now, the bottom turret is the same as the ones on the front. It's a 4.7-inch twin turret. But then this one, I did a slightly different design and different color to show that it is different from the other turrets. And that is because it is supposed to represent the anti-aircraft turret that replaced one of the rear anti-surface turrets on the Haida. And I think it does a fairly good job of doing that. And then just for some other overall design quirks, you'll notice that there's lots of blue and green in the design, and that is accurate to one of the paint schemes that the Haida had during World War II. And this white stripe along the hull is supposed to represent the number that she had on her hull to denote which ship she was. So this is the minifigure that I made to go alongside my HMCS Haida. And just like the other 2 minifigures I've done for this series, you can build this guy using all official LEGO parts and prints. And this is definitely the simplest one that I've done. Just uses plain black legs, an old LEGO City police officer torso, some brown hands to make it look like he's got leather gloves, a black cap, and then the face from General Raken from LEGO Star Wars. Now, unlike the other figures that I've done, this guy is supposed to represent a real historical figure, and that is Captain Harry DeWolf, also known as Hardover Harry. And he was the captain of the HMCS Haida for a period of time during the Second World War. And he is very famous for being, well, for one, a great captain and an aggressive captain. And he later went on to be a vice admiral in the Royal Canadian Navy and the head of the Navy later on in his career. And even though this is a fairly simple minifigure, I think it represents the captain very well, and I think it's the perfect minifigure to go along with the Haida. Well guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully I got this video out in time for Canada Day, which was my original goal. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe, as well as a comment so I can know how I did and how I can improve in the future. Anyway, this has been HMS Studios MOCs and Tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.